Okay, so here's a crazy problem with the PCH. The thing about this problem is that it looks like there's less fractions than there actually are. The first thing I'm going to do is, if I'm dealing with one fraction, I'm going to turn everything into fractions. So, here's what this really is. P over 1 minus my numerator on the other side of the subtraction here is Q over 1 over P over Q plus Q over P. If you have the setup right from the start, it's much easier for you. This is kind of a fraction problem inside a fraction problem inside a fraction problem. So we need to work it in that way. So the first thing I'm going to do is work with this bottom piece. And it's an addition problem. And if we're doing an addition problem, we know we need a common denominator. And my two denominators here are just Q and P. So my second fraction needs Q over Q. And my first fraction needs P over P. So my denominator of this whole situation looks like this. P times P is P squared plus Q times Q is Q squared all over my common denominator that we just made, P times Q. Okay, so I'm going to write that now within my problem. So I have this P over 1 out front. Subtraction is the last thing. Q over 1 divided by P squared plus Q squared divided by P. The next thing I'm going to work with is this. I don't really want to deal with getting a common denominator of this. I want to get what I just kind of bubbled in red, I want to get that into one single fraction. So this is all about, again, working each piece to simplify. We can't divide our fractions if we don't have them combined. So that's why I had to do that addition first. Now we can divide. So if you like flip the second and multiply, the bottom is your second there. If you like grouping, like top to bottom, which is what I like to do, and middles, here's how that works. If you like flip the second and multiply, pause, the bottom fraction, P squared plus Q squared over PQ is what you're flipping. Okay? I'm going to, so. Right. Now we have that single fraction. Again, this is all about baby steps. The other thing I'm going to do here is rewrite the numerator because I have Q times P times Q. So that is PQ squared. Hey, if you don't like the P's and Q's, make them into X's and Y's. I don't care. Get the problem done. Say let P equal X, let Q equal Y. That's fun. P over 1 has not changed, but the second fraction has changed a ton. Little math steps that we're doing that made our life so much easier. So now we can do the subtraction. Now we have a single fraction minus a single fraction, and our common denominator is going to be P squared plus Q squared. So that's what I need to multiply my P over 1 by. We're so close here. We're doing awesome. So I'm going to multiply this P in. P times P squared is P cubed. P times Q squared, I'm going to write as PQ squared. And then again, we're combining this fraction, so our common denominator is p squared plus q squared, and we had minus p squared from our second fraction. And now in our numerator, we're going to combine like terms, and I have a positive pq squared and a negative pq squared, and those, so my final answer here is p cubed over p squared plus q. That is a problem that you really have to baby step your way through. And make sure that you combine your fractions with addition. Combine your fractions with division, and then subtract. All right, watch it through again if you need to. If that was too fast, ask me some follow-up questions if you need to. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and put solving equations on the next